Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Western Bowl in Indianapolis. Matt Canizaro here with Aaron Smith, and we are getting settled in for the semifinals of the 2013 Backhaul Direct Hoosier Classic. We saw the men earlier, Morehead State with a victory over Wichita, and now it's time for the women to crown a champion here as well. Today's Final Four includes Pikeville against Wright State, and to our right, Wichita State and Robert Morris, Illinois. So it should be two exciting semifinal matches. It's going to be the best of three Baker competition. And the two winners will advance to the championship match, which will be best of 7. This week we started with 55 women's teams. They bowled 6 qualifying games on Saturday on a 37-foot lane condition, very challenging pattern. And on Sunday they returned for 3 additional games of qualifying on a 48-foot pattern. And the intention and the goal at the Hoosier Classic is to challenge the teams, make good shots, make your spares, test their versatility and ability to adjust, and succeed using just 5 bowling balls. And now from those 55 teams, the top 8 advance to match play. And now just 4 remain, so sit back and enjoy. Pikeville and Wright State, Wichita State, and Robert Morris, Illinois. Aaron Smith, we just sat through men's match play, and we're going to see a little different environment here for the ladies. We saw some pretty tough conditions on this 42-foot low volume pattern here in match play, and it was really the teams that were able to string 3 or 4 strikes in a row together that found success. Do you think it'll be any different here on the women's side?
I would expect it to be very similar. I remember as we went through the men's finals throughout the day, not just the finals, but the all the rounds leading up to that, the highest Baker score we saw was a 235. So that, as talented as all these individuals are, 235 shows you just how tough it is. To go along with that, spare shooting needs to be at a premium here for all 4 teams left. That's one of the things that got the Wichita State men's team in trouble, was avoiding those open frames against Morehead, falling down 3 games to none in a lot of low-scoring games.
Well, we saw very few strikes, and like we said, pretty much any team that was able to put together 4 in a row, that's almost a guaranteed winner. A lot of miscues, single pin misses, spares that shouldn't have been missed, as well as the fair share of splits and washouts. Very easy to miss the head pin right on this condition if you're right-handed. We saw a lot of 210s and 37s, and again, that's what it's all about at this event. All of these teams came here knowing that it would be challenging. All just a warm-up for sectionals and the intercollegiate team championships coming up. Sectional announcements will be made this coming week. And then from each sectional, the top 4 teams on the men's side and the women's side will advance to the ITCs in Lincoln, Nebraska, April 18th to the 20th. So this Baker format right here, just an opportunity to get warmed up for what they're going to see in the postseason. And it certainly changes the whole dynamic of the event compared to the traditional team games we saw yesterday.
We're currently about halfway through game number 1 of the semifinals. Pikeville is clean through 5 frames with an early lead over Wright State. That's currently on our feature pair. Pikeville is on your left, Wright State on the right lane. And between Wichita State and Robert Morris, Wichita State, despite an early open, finds themselves with a brief lead. They're actually 2 frames ahead of Robert Morris, who has 2 opens out of their first 3 frames.
Wichita dominated the qualifying here. Pretty significant margin in the 9-game standings. Pikeville qualified second, Weber International third, Robert Morris fourth, followed by Lindenwood, Wright State, McKendree, and Florida State to make the 8-team bracket. But as we know, qualifying doesn't mean a whole lot. Obviously, it just means that you found your way to match play. And now, with the Baker format and the best of 3 matches here, anything really can happen. Each player gets the opportunity to throw just 2 shots each game. And with this pattern, you have to be very careful and very focused on how the lanes are transitioning, even from one shot to the next, and stay on top of those adjustments.
And that was one of the, in reading the lane pattern today, the 42-foot oil pattern for this match play portion. With such a low volume, it's almost as if the players have to move every time they're on the lanes. By the time they get up, after their 4 other teammates have been on the lane, the changes are quick, and the team that can adjust the quickest, along with cleaning up their spares, is going to have a lot of success here.
Well, we haven't seen a whole lot of strikes so far. Pikeville finding a way to knock them all down on the first try. And up 10, but building a lead with a double over Wright State. Wichita with an open frame there, opening the door for Robert Morris. And Robert Morris now just 2 frames behind. Knowing what they need. There's a huge break as the 4-pin goes down late.
Big momentum booster for the Eagles. We still have most of the men's team here rooting them on. The Robert Morris Illinois men's team made our match play portion. They ended up losing to McKendree earlier today in our telecast. They're sticking around to show their love for the ladies. Let's see, Wright State looking to get back into their match against Pikeville. Pikeville opened the 9th frame.
Wright State's left-hander, 2 solid shots in that game. Both strikes puts her team in position to win this thing going into the 10th frame. Pikeville coming off an open will finish first. But our current match on the right-hand pair, Wichita and Robert Morris. Robert Morris with a 3-bagger.
Stolen the momentum after 2 early opens. A devastating pocket 7-10 for Wright State. Puts Pikeville.
4-pin. Sorry, sir. 4-pin won't cooperate this time for Robert Morris, but they do take the lead. The Eagles ahead of Wichita State at this point. Let's turn our attention to the 10th frame real quick of the Wright State Pikeville match. As you said, the devastating 7-10. uses that opportunity to just get lined up because that game is over. Pikeville doubles in the 10th to get to the 190s. Wright State 176.
We caught Pikeville last night in our live streaming. They had even though they weren't bowling on the same pair, them and McKendree both put together very good games and kind of feeded off each other's strikes. And that's actually who Pikeville defeated in the first round of match play. 2-0. Pikeville finishes with a 192 to take a 1-0 lead in this best-of-3 semifinal. Robert Morris is currently up 16 as they attempt to clean up their 9th frame. Wichita State already has a spare in the 9th as their anchor steps up in the 10th.
Wichita with a possible 186.
Good opening shot of the 10th for the Lady Shockers.
Robert Morris can stay clean here. They should claim this game, number 1.
With a 202 max.
Good count and a spare here would be enough for the Eagles.
Both Pikeville and Wright State start off game number 2 with a strike. That is Wright State making all that noise. They have cheers, they have fans cheering. Wright State in full support here at Western Bowl. A big double by Wichita State there forces Robert Morris to mark here in the 10th. Robert Morris anchor delivers. They need just 5 pins and 2 shots to take the first game from Wichita State.
Great 10th frame by Wichita State there for 186. Barring disaster, and there is none, it's not enough. Robert Morris matches the Shockers. The double there. One more strike gives the Eagles 202 in this opening game, in this best-of-3 Baker match.
Wright State is up 11 after 2 frames against Pikeville in their game 2. Both teams spared the 3rd frame, moving to the 4th. As Robert Morris finishes game number 1 with a 201 and grabs a 1-0 lead over Wichita State.
All right, turn our attention back to Pikeville Wright State. The name of the game and match play today, stay clean.
Wright State boys team in full support of the ladies. Robert Morris carries over the momentum of their Game 1 victory. Starts off with a strike.
Wright State started strong, opened in the 5th to fall behind here. If Pikeville can capitalize.
Pikeville gives it right back. Both teams have 85 in the 5th frame.
Wright State strikes in the 6th, while Pikeville staring down the 6, 7, 10s. She gets 2. Wright State back on top.
A big double for Wright State. Pikeville, not to be outdone, matches with a strike of their own. Wright State rolling. Pikeville is sticking right with them. Although they are currently down 21, both teams are stringing strikes going into the 9th frame. In our other semifinal, Wichita State has opened the first 2 frames for a 17 in the 2nd, and has opened the 3rd frame as well. Not the start the Shockers were looking for after losing their first match. 26 in the 3rd, Robert Morris, Illinois, started with a strike, followed with an open, has 28 in the 2nd. Wright State converts their spare attempt in the 9th frame. Can step on the 10th, punch out for 214. Pikeville with a spare can shoot 193 if they punch out the 10th. And that strike gives Wright State the victory in game number 2. They tie it up with Pikeville, regardless of what anyone else does to this point. So they will go to a match 3. Through 3 frames, Robert Morris, Illinois is up 22 on Wichita State. Robert Morris won the first game, 201 to 186. Pikeville finishes with 181 in game number 2. That won't be enough to catch Wright State. Finished 202 to force a game 3. We're about halfway through our other semifinal. Wichita State just got a much needed strike. They opened 4 out of the first 5 frames. Robert Morris, 1 open through the first 5 frames. With a strike can go up 34 in the 5th. A very big double for Wichita State, trying to get back into this match. As Robert Morris steps up for their 6th frame. The Greek Church. For Robert Morris, Illinois. Morris takes 3 off the Greek Church. Finds themselves with 90 in the 6th frame. With a strike here, Wichita would have a 3-bagger and 83 in the 6th. We'll cut to 7 with a strike. It's not what they needed there. A 4-6-7. For Wichita State in the 8th frame. The number 1 seed needs some help here, Matt.
Well, sir, there you have it.
There's some help.
There's some help. Robert Morris giving it right back to Wichita again. It's just a matter of staying around the pocket, avoiding those splits, making spares, and if you get lucky enough to throw 2 or 3, 4 in a row, then you're gold. Unfortunately, that is not what's happening here.
Wichita State is a frame ahead. They have 108 in the 8th. This is Robert Morris' 7th frame.
If she gets 2 here, it would be dead even through 7. She picks it up. That would be even better, but she gets one.
Robert Morris still controlling their own destiny at this point. A frame, although they're down one, they are a frame behind. Wichita State opened the 8th frame. Wichita State responds with a big strike in the foundation frame. They can max out at 168. Robert Morris still has a chance to max out at 188. A good shot in the 8th frame by Robert Morris, but a 10-pin still standing. Our other semifinal is also a tight match at this point. Both Wright State and Pikeville marked through the first 3 frames and both left a split in the 4th. Pikeville was unable to convert, and Wright State is shooting at a 2-7 baby split. Robert Morris converts the single pin spare to jump back into the lead. Wright State picks up the 2-7 the unconventional way, bringing the 2-pin back out from the pit. The Wright State coach could not believe it there, Matt. A late trip is a big start to the 10th frame for Wichita State, who is trying to avoid elimination here in game number 2.
Wichita, possible 168. Robert Morris answers. Possible 178. So a 10-pin lead for Robert Morris, but the Eagles must strike here. First shot in the 10th to match Wichita State.
Wichita State not hesitating to get to the line. Looks like they put all the pressure on the Robert Morris counterparts.
Wichita with the washout there.
That gives them a max possibility of 154. Robert Morris can fill 20 in the 10th for 158.
So a mark eliminates the number 1 seed. There it is.
Strike for Robert Morris.
Go big, the Eagles.
Who will advance to the championship match.
Take it down, top-seeded Wichita State. Needed a mark, got a strike. And we'll go back to our other semifinal match. This one knotted at 1, so the deciding game happening right now.
Wright State finds themselves down after 5 frames. 16. Looking for a double.
So this 42-foot oil pattern, very light volume, proven to be pretty difficult for the women as well as it was for the men. A lot of splits in these semifinal matches. But seems like the strikes are coming when they need them.
Looks like that one got away from her there. but avoids the washout. Robert Morris finishes with 166 to Wichita State's 153 to advance to the final match. The Eagles will now wait as Wright State and Pikeville finish up game number 3.
Good job, girls.
After 6, Wright State is still down 16. Pikeville trying to mark in the 8th. And 3-6 for Wright State in the 8th frame. They are running out of frames here to run down Pikeville. This Pikeville gives them a little help. Here's the 9th frame for Pikeville. The 2-7 in the 9th frame for Pikeville, not making it easy on themselves. Possibly detrimental open. That could have been it for Wright State. They are in a must-strike situation here in the 9th. Pikeville is done with their 9th frame. As you saw, they just opened the baby split. They have 160. Wright State, also on an open in the 8th, steps up in the 9th. They have 127. The 2-8 stands up on lane 70. Pikeville can step up in the 10th and shut out if they're able to fill 18 pins. Another open for Wright State. And that officially eliminates them. Pikeville already at 169, even if they miss this 6 pin here. Wright State can max out 166. So Pikeville, Robert Morris University, Illinois in the finals. Wright State faithful still in full support of the ladies. They'll fall just a little bit short of our championship match here at the 44th annual Backhaul Direct Hoosier Classic. Once again, Robert Morris University, Illinois, and Pikeville will compete for the women's title. It will be a best-of-7 match. Earlier in our broadcast, the Morehead State University Eagles defeated Wichita State 4 games to 2 to claim the title on the men's side. And with that, Wright State finishes with a 164 final game, just short of Pikeville's 169. A few costly opens in the 8th and 9th frame by Wright State helped Pikeville advance.
All right, with that, we'll get everything situated for the championship match. Move some cameras around, and we'll be right back with Pikeville and Robert Morse. All right, folks, we're just a few minutes away from the women's championship match here at the 2013 Backhaul Direct Hoosier Classic. They're finishing up their practice now, and we'll have Pikeville against Robert Morris, Illinois, in just a moment. Stay tuned. All right, folks, looks like we're about to get underway. The championship match, the 2013 Backhaul Direct Hoosier Classic. It's been a long, long weekend, and it's down to 2 women's teams battling it out. Robert Morris University, Illinois, and Pikeville, the 2 that remain. Started this event with 55 women's teams. They bowled 9 games of qualifying, cut to the top 8 for match play. And here we are, 2 teams survived 3 pretty brutal conditions. And now they'll bowl a best of 7 Baker match for the title. This is Matt Canizaro and Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith.
You still haven't called me Emil. Adam Smith, reporting live from Western Bowl.
I went to middle school with Adam Smith. He's a pretty famous guy, though, overall in history. But Aaron Smith, even more famous here at Western Bowl in Indianapolis. And soon we'll be headed to Reno for the USBC Open and Women's Championships. Looking forward to that, and 30 more live stream broadcasts. But here we go right now, the final match underway.
Pikeville will be on the right. Robert Morris starting on the left lane. Best of 7 format. Not the start Pikeville was hoping for here in game number 1. The 4-6.
With the pace of today's competition, we really haven't had a chance to talk about anything else except all these matches going on. Got a lot of great events coming up. USBC Masters this week in New Jersey.
Lucas Weissman is already on his way, showing some love on Facebook. Him and Chris Barnes are seem to be trying to figure out what they're going to eat on the flight.
On the first class.
Of course.
Absolutely. So Lucas traveling in style after the Masters this week. All that coverage and more will be available on bowl.com. And then while he is in New Jersey, seeing if Mike Fagan can make it back-to-back Masters titles, Aaron and I, separately, but with the same destination in mind, we'll be headed to Reno, getting ready for the opening of the USBC Open Championships. That event will run March 1st until July 7th. Still time to enter. And then a few weeks later, we'll be joined by the Women's Championships across town. Also in Reno for the first time, both events in the same host city in the same year. Still time to enter that event as well for the ladies. Come out and bowl both events for the price of 1 plane ticket, as well as many interesting side events inside the National Bowling Stadium.
The Women's Championships will be held at the Reno Sparks Convention Center, which is just a few miles south of the NBS, right there on Virginia Street.
A lot of cool features at the events this year. Of course, the usual tradition and history. You can become a VIP member as well. Get the special treatment at both events. So check that out, bowl.com/VIP. And you can find information about both of those events on bowl.com as well. Here's Robert Morris with an early lead here. Striking a spare to start, and then there's an 8 count in the 3rd frame. Pikeville opened in the 1st, followed by a spare. And a washout in frame number 3, so slow start for Pikeville.
Well, we saw an interesting pace in the men's final. Once again, everything leading up to this point in match play was best 2 out of 3. We are now best of 7 for the finals, and touches a 6-pin but doesn't get enough, so Robert Morris opens the 3rd. But we saw Moorhead State jump out to a commanding 3-0 lead for letting Wichita State A fantastic cover of the washout for Pikeville there, taking advantage of the Robert Morris Open. But the Wichita State men, down 0-3, were able to sneak their way back into it until Moorhead finally closed the door on them in Game 6 for a 4-2 victory. So we'll see how this develops.
Well, Moorhead, the top seed, coming in on the men's side. They cruise wire to wire. And as you said, it got a little hairy there for a minute. But Moorhead prevails over Wichita State 4-2 on the men's side. And the number 1 seed on the women's side of Wichita State, defeated in the semifinals by Robert Morris. Robert Morris, the 4 seed coming in. Pikeville number 2 after those 9 games of qualifying. And again, as we've seen all day, on this challenging 42-foot low volume condition, strike's hard to come by. You want to fill your frames. If you manage to throw 3 or 4 in a row, you're in pretty solid shape. And here, a couple of opens already. Just 1 strike through 4 frames for the 2 teams.
Such a crucial moment. You got to make sure everything's all right. She steps off the approach.
Robert Morris leading by 5.
They even have a cheer for their, when you reset on the lanes, step off the approach. They have a cheer for that. A 4-pin for Pikeville in the 5th frame.
So what was at one point this weekend, wall-to-wall people, Friday night, 330 plus high school and collegiate bowlers for a singles eliminator. Then 77 men's teams, 55 women's teams of 5, 6, 7, 8 bowlers, coaches, parents, families, friends. And now it's a very intimate gathering down here behind lane 71 and 72 of this 80-lane venue. Robert Morris men's team here to support the women's squad, and a few parents and us. So this is the largest Tier 1 event of the collegiate bowling season, and the most challenging. Very difficult conditions, 3 different patterns.
And you're only allowed 5 bowling balls per bowler.
Imagine what the paddock would have looked like if you could bring as many as you wanted.
For this place seeming like it's 1.5 miles long, it did seem like they were encouraging teams to take their equipment home, because even with just 5 balls per bowler, the paddock area was soon overfilled.
Great shot from Pikeville. First strike of the game. Here's a look at the scoreboard real quick. Back to the action. Robert Morris not striking, but getting good count. They'll stay ahead by 4.
It's 3 consecutive 9 counts.
If you're not going to strike, at least
something you can make.
Something you can make. As many pins as possible, although we saw pretty easy spares missed earlier, and that cost a few teams.
These single pin spares were a killer. Robert Morris cleans it up, however. Through 5 frames. Robert Morris up 4.
So that's 7 count coming on a strike.
Nope, no count lost. Robert Morris steps up in the 7th frame. Next time Pikeville bowls will be their 8th.
Robert Morris clinging to a lead at this point. 3 consecutive 9 spares. Seven pin goes late. Leaves just the 6, so another 9 count. Still leading by 3.
Both of these teams being very good spare shooting teams. A double may be enough here, Matt, at least in game number 1.
Well, each team with just 1 strike so far. It's definitely going to come down to the end of the 10th frame at this point. Uh-oh.
Robert Morris opens the door.
And now looking up at the scoreboard for Robert Morris, we saw 8 dash and now 9 dash. Two makeable spares. Potentially going to cost the Eagles game 1.
Switches the lead over to Pikeville. They're up by 6. Robert Morris's 8th frame. Very good shot by Robert Morris, an unfortunate break.
It's not the first time we saw that.
That is true.
Right-hander leaving a crushed 7 pin. And that lead for Pikeville quickly goes away.
A big 4 in the 9th frame for Pikeville.
Do appreciate everybody joining us. Those of you who have been with us all weekend, thank you. The players, thank you as well. There for Robert Morris closes the gap.
Pikeville going up into the 10th has 141, so a 171 max. Robert Morris a frame behind. Still has a 1 potential.
I think Nick Hoagland outdid himself with the lane conditions. Certainly a grind, always is at the Hoosier. And obviously 130 teams came out to challenge themselves. Get a tune-up for the postseason.
Just around the corner. A few weeks away. As we come to the close of game number 1 in this championship finals.
Pikeville, possible 171. Take a look at the scoreboard in just a second. 5 pin, no problem. And there it is.
A mere 10 pins separating.
So still the possibility of a tie. Robert Morris, 9 count, 9 count, 9 count, 9 count. It's great. Just got to pick those up. Keep throwing the ball in the pocket. They're going to fall. Can Pikeville put the pressure? And the answer is no.
Assuming she gets 2 here, that will put Pikeville at 160. Robert Morris needs a mark to take game number 1.
Gives it right back.
Pikeville does take the 2 for a 160, and
there's only one way Robert Morris is getting this one.
The very challenging 6-7-10.
Cue the dramatic music. Slow motion.
I don't think we have any of those.
Let's pretend. 6-7-10 to take game number 1.
She went for it and missed a little bit. A 160 to 155 victory for Pikeville. A steal, if you will.
A bit of a roller coaster. Back and forth, ping pong, badminton, seesaw. Pikeville outlast Robert Morris. Regardless of the score, it's 1-0.
Both teams talking it over after a difficult first game. Someone had to win. See if Pikeville can take advantage.
Terry Bigham checking in from Arlington, Texas.
Even a day later, he's still my hero. So thanks for checking in, Terry. Thanks for keeping Matt in check back there in Arlington.
I am pretty poorly behaved, usually.
Seven counts for both teams as we start game number 2.
Too bad Nick never was able to come by and talk lane patterns with us. He works very hard on coming up with a way to challenge the players. The whole staff here at the Hoosier Classic working tirelessly throughout the weekend and probably the days leading up to it.
I thought we were here a lot, Matt, but they certainly outpaced us, and just a fantastic event overall. A great staff to work with as well, and they look forward to the Hoosier Classic coming here every year, and certainly don't disappoint. Pikeville starting off strong, spare strike here in game number 2, trying to take advantage of that, dare I say, gift in game 1. I don't know how I feel about that, Matt. That was
that's a poorly timed chant.
The ethics of bowling, some people may frown upon that. Felt she was taking too long on the approach, and the Pikeville team seemed to chime in there.
Well, now a pair of splits. The 3-7 for Robert Morris. A little bit bigger mess on the Pikeville side.
Oh, they
Gave it a
switched
run.
bowlers there. Went to a right-handed bowler to go for the 3-7 and barely clipped it. Needed just a little bit more of the pin and could have had a chance at it.
Too bad regular leagues and tournaments don't work that way.
Pikeville comes back, picking up the 3, 6, 7, 10. Staying clean through 3 frames. Up 13 early.
Wouldn't mind having a right-hander in my back pocket. Shoot some spares for me.
Those tricky 7 pins.
Painfully tricky. Pikeville leading by 13 here in game 2. Up 1-0 in this championship match. Best of 7, Baker.
Crossing over, Pikeville leads the 5-10 in the 4th frame.
It's almost turning into an episode of PBA Trick Shots at this point. These interesting spare leaves.
Robert Morris cleans up the 4-7. Looks like Pikeville is using a similar strategy. Seems they're going to have a left-hander come in to try to make the 5-10. Her teammate's talking her up before she goes to the lane. Robert Morris has a little bit better luck crossing over. Gets a strike in the 4th frame.
Maybe that's the way to play it now. Just line up Brooklyn. Whatever works. I try to get my guys to do that a couple times. Don't fight it. Just let it happen.
Oh. Good attempt by the Pikeville sub at the 5-10, but she leaves one up there. And once again, we are in a dogfight here. Both teams have 1 strike and 1 open. Robert Morris taking advantage of the lucky break in the 4th and turning it into a double.
That's huge.
It's the first double we've seen in this championship round. See if Pikeville can respond.
Three strikes in a row. Monumental today, almost. Working on a double. That's huge, Aaron Smith. Take a look at the scoreboard through 6 for Robert Morris, 5 for Pikeville. Pikeville leads 1-0 here in the championship match. That 3-bagger huge for Robert Morris. And here comes Pikeville.
Another Brooklyn strike. The Wright State ladies made it to our semifinals. We see a question in the chat room. Taking Pikeville to 3 games. It was best of 3. Pikeville outlasted them in the final, 169 to 164, to make it to the championship match, but a very good week for the Wright State ladies. Robert Morris looking for 4 in a row. And they get it.
I said it earlier, and I think it's true. A 4-bagger on this condition, almost guaranteed win.
Certainly puts Robert Morris into the driver's seat.
Robert Morris quickly back on the approach, looking for a 5 in a row. There it is. Pikeville's lead going to be erased. This match is going to be knotted at 1. Pikeville won't go quietly. Still possible 217. Robert Morris looking to make it 6.
The light mixer leaves a 10-pin. Well, that leaves them up 39 through 7 frames. And that will more or less take care of that match.
The left-hander came in to shoot the 5-10 earlier in the game. And, of course, has to stay in. Leaves the 6-7-10 in the 9th.
RMU cleans up the spare with a possible 236 still on the board. Pikeville can finish out with 3 strikes for 181. So a different look from what we saw earlier today. All of a sudden this turns into a best-of-5 match, with the momentum swinging Robert Morris's way into game number 3.
Well, both wins in this championship match coming on the right lane, however.
We'll see if that continues in game 3.
Robert Morris, possible 236. That would be the highest game we've seen today out of all the matches, men or women. As Pikeville finishes with 160. So back-to-back 160s. Unfortunately, this one not going to get them a win. Robert Morris will be in the 220s. Take a look at the scoreboard as game 2 wraps up. This match 1 apiece.
.226 for Robert Morris. As we move on to game number 3. To make it to this championship match, Robert Morris first defeated Lindenwood 2-1, followed by Wichita State 2-0. Pikeville took care of McKendree in the round of 8, 2-0. Before going 3 games with Wright State, eventually winning 2-1. Now we're not up 1-1 at the beginning of game number 3.
Thank you all for staying with us on this Sunday evening. Matt Canizaro and Aaron Smith live at Western Bowl in Indianapolis. Championship match for the women at the Backhaul Direct Hoosier Classic. Best of 7 Baker match, tied 1-1 to Pikeville and Robert Morris, Illinois. Game 3 underway.
Both teams start off with a strike here in game number 3. Robert Morris has to feel comfortable after the string of strikes they had last game.
That right lane is instant confidence, it looks like. I think this match is going to come down to who can conquer the left lane.
Brooklyn strike for Robert Morris.
See, if you didn't tell me that, I never would have known because I couldn't see that one. It looks the same as Pikeville's double on the other side of the scoreboard.
It's because I'm taller than you, Matt.
With the 8 count over Pikeville's 7 count, Robert Morris owns a 1-pin lead here in game 3.
Pikeville covers the spare. Robert Morris tackling the 2-5 here. Not the funnest spare at this time of the night for a righty at least. Textbook cover, however. A pocket shot for Pikeville. That cannot get the 10 out. Seems both teams are picking up the pace here.
Robert Morris leads by 1. And now we're even again.
Pikeville covers the single pin spare, leaving Robert Morris the always tricky baby split. Always tricky for me, at least.
Every spare is tricky for me.
You strike so much, though.
That's why I'm okay sitting back here with the headset on. Let the athletes do all the work.
Another textbook cover by Robert Morris. All knotted up after 3. The 5-pin wobbles for Pikeville, but remains stubborn on the deck. big strike for Robert Morris there. The 7 and the 8 nearly stood each other back up there. Both teams clean through 5. RMU is currently up 1 through 4 and not working on a strike. A double increases that lead. And another 310 for the Eagles.
Well, once again, somebody can muster up another double. That could do it.
Pikeville has been all around the pocket these past few shots. Carey has not been cooperative.
No problem for Robert Morris to maintain a 2-pin lead through 5. Let's take a look up top. Two-pin advantage for the Eagles. 7th frame coming up.
Robert Morris slowly losing count.
This is a best of 7. Baker Max, so whether you win by 1 or 100, doesn't matter.
They're all tied up now through 6.
They just want people at home to get their money's worth.
Pikeville staying clean through 7.
All right, gotta have that one. 4 9 counts in a row for Pikeville.
I believe Robert Morris is making a substitution for the spare, bringing on a left-handed bowler.
Three, 6, 9. 75% of the bucket.
She only gets the back pin. And the first open of game number 3 suddenly swings Pikeville into the lead.
Pikeville up 9 through 7.
The light mixer carries for Robert Morris.
Back on track.
A big 8th frame for the Eagles.
It's a tough spare here, the 3, 6, 10 on this condition. Easy to miss it right. We've seen it a few times today. But I'm confident this will be no problem.
Pikeville is grinding out this game, leaving no open frames to this point. Robert Morris unable to double going into the 9th. A big strike in the 9th frame for Pikeville. They can shut out here, Matt. Going into the 10th, Pikeville has a max score of 220. Robert Morris, 201. So the first strike here for Pikeville will just about take care of game number 3 and give them a 2-1 lead.
In the right lane, going to prevail again.
Just leaves the 3-pin. So Robert Morris still has life in this game. Needs this one here to stay alive.
Great shot there.
Shot.
Gotta stay composed and realize that she probably is gonna need the next one too.
A clean game for Pikeville. Still need the fill ball, which may be very big here. We'll see how Robert Morris attacks the second shot of the 10th.
She needs to attack it exactly the same as she did the first. That shot was perfect. Need a repeat.
She trips the 7.
Okay, so the stage is set. Let's take a look at the scoreboard.
Robert Morris holding their own destiny in this game.
Who's going to show up on the fill ball for a 2-1 advantage? Back to it. See if she can put the pressure on her.
Solid shot, leaves a 7-pin, a 199 for Pikeville.
So 9 or better is a winner.
8 is a tie.
We have a tie. See if Robert Morris can break the right lane streak, curse, call it what you want. He does. Steps up 3 in the 10th, 201, 199 to steal it in the 10th from Pikeville.
A fantastic finish to that game. Pikeville coming back from an open in the 7th frame. She almost nonchalantly threw that one. I'm guessing that's why she's down there, Matt.
It's the anchor's job. That's the pressure you want in that position. Step up. Know what you need. And she needed every one of them. So, momentum. Robert Morris. Started this match with a 160-155 loss. Came back 226-160 and 201-199.
Game number 4.
Thank you to everybody for joining us for the championship match of the Backhaul Direct Hoosier Classic. Looks like some folks joining us from the Dominican Republic.
I think that's the second stuffed 7-pin we've seen on lane 71 in this championship match.
Nine counts for everybody. And a miscue by Robert Morris. Pikesville Spares takes the momentum and the lead here in game 4.
Let's see how that plays out as this game progresses. Single pins have been a killer all day, both for the men and the women.
Never a good time, but that's probably the best place for that to happen if it's got to. I'll back it up with a double. Halfway there.
Did you get all of that, Matt?
Something about Special K. Yeah, Special K, but
The 6 count giving some pins back towards Robert Morris.
I kind of like to see another strike here just to see, just to hear her song.
A little light in the 3rd frame. Leaves a 2-pin. Both shots went left.
That did not sound good without looking. 6-1. So, a handful of pins given back right there. It is a volley of momentum.
The trip 4 on the high hit for Pikeville. Down 6 after 2 frames. Another 9 count for Robert Morris as they get the 7-pin out.
Our time's quickly coming to a close.
At least in the great state of Indiana.
Haven't seen much of it, however. Very long and exciting weekend here at the Hoosier. Whichever team wins this event certainly earned it.
And as mentioned earlier, they get to graffiti half of the sign on the masking unit. Got that right this time. As both the men and the women's champions from the event get to leave their mark. We can see Robert Morris, the men's team, a few pairs to our right. One in 2011, and the RMU Eagles, and All their names and ball sponsors are up there, so I'm sure that they'd like to do that again. A great shot by the anchor for Robert Morris. A 9-pin stands.
Robert Morris with a small lead here. Through 4, 5 pins.
Teams have been exchanging marks at this point. After opening the first frame, Robert Morris has put together 4 clean frames as they go into their 6th.
All right, let's take a look up top. Halfway through game number 4. Robert Morris leads 2-1 in this best of 7 championship match. The Hoosier Classic title on the line.
A different kind of 9-pin there for Robert Morris. As the ball crossed over. Trip 4 for Pikeville. This is another one of those matches where it feels a double may just be enough.
Robert Morris, 4 consecutive 9 counts, 5 and 6 frames. Clinging to a lead that Pikeville can erase with a strike here in the 7th. And she misses the head pin left.
There's a 1-9 standing up there. Great shot by Robert Morris in the 7th. And we get the Special K chant again.
Special K is 2 for 2 this game, it appears.
And the momentum shifts towards Robert Morris with that open. Open this up to a double-digit lead with a mark.
Well, this is an opportunity for that game-winning double we talked about. Somehow gets 9 again out of that. Working on the strike. Pikeville coming off an open frame. 7 count.
That spare in the 8th frame. Robert Morris has a max score of 206. Pikeville finds a max score of 190. Simple math at its finest.
Robert Morris going to step up in the 9th frame first. 16-pin lead.
Six count, the bucket, giving some count back. Pikeville's not done yet. Big foundation frame.
Pikeville with a possible 190. And very tough spare here for Robert Morris. A possible 192. You can't say we haven't had our fair share of excitement and drama. Except for the title final game on the men's side. No real blowouts today. Very competitive matches.
A very competitive and challenging condition. Keeping the scores low today.
Now it's up to Pikeville's anchor. Remember last game, Robert Morris, 3 strikes in the 10th to steal the victory. Not going to happen here.
A 170 now, possible for Pikeville.
For good measure.
A 9 out would get Robert Morris 170 as well.
Another strike here from Robert Morris, anchor, would be the easiest possible outcome for them.
I like how you're thinking that.
Saying, don't worry about the math. Just throw a strike, end it, move on to game 5.
There's a 10-pin, good delivery. All right, Pikeville's going to keep him honest here.
Back to drama.
We can't avoid it.
Robert Morris up 2-1 in this best of 7 championship match. Spare here gives the Eagles game 4. And now, the possibility of a tie.
170 in the books for Robert Morris.
Pikeville's anchor can throw a strike here to tie. Anything less. 3-1 advantage for Robert Morris. There it is on the scoreboard. It happened to her last game. See if she can get some payback.
She delivers on the fill ball. 170 to 170.
So we've got 2.5. Two and a half to 1.5.
Well, we've had some exciting finishes here in the women's final.
So there's a look at the scoreboard, the 170 tie. Robert Moore steals a strike there, rolls the 6-pin forward to start game number 5.
Robert Morris is clean through 2 frames here in game number 5. Fast 8 for Robert Morris in the 3rd frame. An early open for Pikeville in game number 5. An early open ended up costing Robert Morris last game as they missed a single pin early in the game, which led to a tie.
Robert Morris up 2.5 to 1.5 in this best of 7 match.
Pikeville comes back with a strike. Third consecutive 8 count for Robert Morris. With that spare, Robert Morris finds himself up 9 pins through 3 frames. Both teams working on a spare going into the 5th.
Robert Morris' anchor has been solid this whole match, but left a 10 pin and missed it to end game 4. Allowed Pikeville the opportunity to come back for the tie. No doubt there that she delivers a strike. Pikeville unable to answer. Now down 12 after 4.
A big double for Robert Morris. As they look to make some distance in game number 5 between them and Pikeville. A costly open. Special K cannot be stopped. As a three-bagger.
Is a rare three-bagger today.
And that puts them up 33 in the 5th. And they can add on to that. Pikeville leaves the 2-4-5-7 here in the 6th frame. Nice spare by Pikeville, but even with the split by Robert Morris, they still find themselves down by a substantial margin as they start the 7th frame.
Well, with all this back and forth, I'm not sure if I'm watching bowling or tennis.
Once again, a sub is being made by Robert Morris to attempt the split. How about that?
How about that, Aaron Smith? I don't even know if I've ever shot at the 210.
Robert Morris now leads by 44 in the 6th frame. Looking to run away with this one. It's Pikeville's going to need a rally of their own and a little help as well.
See that one a little bit left?
Yes, it was. With that spare, Pikeville now has a potential, a max score of 200 with the last 5 strikes.
After the last 2 games, I'm not making any predictions or counting anybody out because we saw some 10th frame drama get us to this point. Robert Morris 2.5, Pikeville 1.5 in this best of 7.
Nice shot by Pikeville in the 8th frame. Well, Matt.
And with the open frame, we certainly have the possibility of something happening.
180 for Robert Morris, heading into the 10th frame.
Pikeville needs this one.
Let's go, Brooklyn. Wow, the 3-pin was teetering, tottering, but would not fall down.
It's on its way. Fast rack. They're going to respot that. Even with this spare, Pikeville can only shoot 180. Robert Morris already at 187. Doesn't even have to throw this shot. Robert Morris is going to take a 3.5 to 1.5 lead in this match.
It's amazing how, sadly, one game, how close all these games have been, and Robert Morris could have been 2 10th frames away from sweeping. A split in the first game in the 10th frame gave Pikeville a 160 to 155 victory. And the last game we saw, game number 4, a missed 10-pin allowed Pikeville to go up in the 10th and tie. So Pikeville has been hanging around, and
there's a look at the scoreboard.
They'll have to take advantage of a few of the gifts they've been given by their counterparts, Robert Morris.
We're going to wait for this 3-pin to get spotted. It's like although it really doesn't matter at this point, but can't move on anyway.
A 198 for Robert Morris. And now they are in a position where they don't even have to win the next game to take home the title. A tie will give them the necessary 4 points.
I'm running out of paper, so the next game is based on that logic. Are you predicting a tie? A dramatic tie?
At this point, the way this match is swung back and forth and back and forth, you never know. All right. The rack is back up. Pikeville is preparing to close out game number 5. Looks like Pikeville is going to make a substitution for this conversion. As it gets ready for game number 6. This game has already gone to Robert Morris, who's in the books with 198. Pikeville will finish with 157.
All right, 3.5, 1.5. Robert Morris leads. Championship match. The women's division. of the 2013 Backhaul Direct Hoosier Classic here at Western Bowl in Indianapolis. Matt Canizaro and Aaron Smith winding it down. It's the smooth sounds. Matt and Aaron.
And here we are, Game 6 action about to get underway.
Robert Morris can end it here. Pikeville looking to force a Game 7, of course. It's a good way to start.
Pikeville says not so fast. The 7 falls late for Robert Morris.
An early double here could put Robert Morris in the driver's seat, in control of the Hoosier Classic. And you don't have to see it, you just have to hear the reaction. The Eagles have the lead. Pikeville strikes spare. Pikeville will not back down. It's a solid program with a good history. Robert Morris.
2-4-5.
Still a young program, but extremely talented on both the men's and women's sides.
Robert Morris stays clean.
Robert Morris with the 7-pin lead. Stepping up in the 4th frame.
Big strike in the 4th. Pikeville misses the head pin, and And doing so gives away some counts as well. Robert Morris looks to clean up the 4-pin on 72 to retain their early lead. Pikeville clean through 5.
Robert Morris with the slight advantage here. But that's all you need is a slight advantage. Let's take a look. 5 frames.
An 11-pin lead through 4 with their early double.
Back to it.
Another 310. We've seen quite a few of those in this championship round.
All of them converted. I don't think we've seen any misses, so I doubt we'll see one here.
Another 4-pin for Robert Morris.
The Eagles in the pocket.
They extend their lead to 12 through the 5th frame.
I spoke too soon. I tend to do that.
So I've been told. It's usually when you have a camera in your hand, though. Referring to a Mr. Eric Pearson.
That's right.
A good friend of ours who we'll be seeing in Reno very shortly.
I keep telling him, if you're going to shoot 300 at the Open Championships, you have to earn it. You have to show up with the lights and the camera on you. It's the big stage. And he did not man up. He left a weak, flat 7-pin. I had nothing to do with it.
A big strike in the 7th. We've heard the Special K chant, what seems to be 1,000 times at this point.
Special K is the MVP.
I can't recall the last time she missed. The second bowler for Robert Morris. We don't have names, unfortunately. But she is helping lead Robert Morris here as they look to take advantage of the 2 opens and win the Hoosier Classic. Get on that horse, ball.
So Robert Morris puts up a big double. Pikeville, unfortunately, back-to-back open frames.
With that 7 count, they now find themselves with a max of 192.
And the Robert Morris lead growing.
Despite that split, they still find themselves in the driver's seat. If we give them 1, that'll put them at 182 in the 9th frame.
Third straight open for Pikeville.
And that'll do it, Matt. 180 max for Pikeville at this point.
The undoing of the Pikeville team.
1 pin will be enough. Don't even have to show up in the 10th frame. And just like that, Robert Morris University, Illinois takes home the women's title at the 2013 Backhaul Direct Hoosier Classic. They're winning in style, Matt. Converting the 4-9.
Of course.
Now it's just a matter of the final totals. A victory lap, if you'd like to call it that, for Robert Morris here in the 10th. Robert Morris is in the books with an even 200. Pikeville still finishing up. A 157 finish for Pikeville. A valiant effort today. A great tournament overall. But Robert Morris, Illinois will hoist the trophy this year. We see some good sportsmanship between the teams afterwards, congratulating each other. So as a recap, you just watched the Robert Morris University, Illinois ladies team capture the 2013 Backhaul Direct Hoosier Classic Championship over the University of Pikeville. And earlier today, on the men's side, Morehead State University defeated Wichita State 4-2. This match ended up 4.5 to 1.5. On a very challenging lane condition. These 122 teams bowled on, well, most of them bowled on at least two. Anyone who made the match play bowled on a third pattern. Scores were low. Spares were big. That's how it played out today, Matt.
And that's the way it should be. That is the intention of the staff here at the Hoosier. Challenge these teams and make them earn it. And not just physically, but mentally. This event very demanding. On the lanes, off the lanes. Very long weekend. And now it's over. Robert Morris, women defeat Pikeville to claim the title. That means it's time for us to go.
Sounds
wrap
like a plan
this
to
up.
me.
Absolutely. It's been fun. We'll pack up the gear. We'll take it on the road. And next time we're on the air, we'll be in Reno, Nevada. So we appreciate everybody joining us today. This is Matt Canizar for Aaron Smith. USBC live streaming. It's been fun. That's the news for now. We'll see you on the lanes.
Word.